Um, is this gonna finish the game where I can't do anything else?
I find myself awash in uncertainty. Perhaps now is not the time, with so much left to do.
Thank you, Sherlock. Thank you. Some doors can remain closed.
Cordona still calls for us, yes. And we will answer. But know this, John.
I'm
One
feeling
way
it
or another,
will.
we will find ourselves back in front of this door, unable to avoid the truth any longer.
Hmm. Drown, mother drowned. The throat wound could either be the final mutilation by her killer or desperate attempt to save her. I don't believe it's this. So, do we want to do more quests or just end it? I got a little bit of time. Do a quest and we'll come back. I don't know how long it's going to take for this, but I have a feeling this will end the game. Stolen property covered. Backyard on Engineers Lane between Ebernote and Coles Pit, Silverton. Ebner. Let's go back to Silverwood. All the way over here. Nothing near there. I have nothing near there. Who's at the police station? I can do that. Try that. Go to the police station.
He's even been putting up posters, poor man.
It's finding out what happened to Sherlock's mother. Yeah, and I just don't know if it's going to be the end of the game where it's not going to let me go back and do more. That's what I'm worried about. We'll try this quest. If we come short on the quest, and because I want to do more, we'll do that.
Oh, what a long day. Excuse me, but are you Mr. Capello? My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm hoping you could spare a moment to talk.
Manners, what a pleasant surprise. Most of your colleagues have lacked even the simplest of common courtesies.
The reason should be apparent, Mr. Capello. I am not a policeman. I have taken an independent interest in your situation.
Ah, of course, you're a journalist.
Nothing so prosaic. I'm a detective of sorts with an interest in the interesting, such as your case. I'm not after your money nor a scandalous tale for the Gazette, just the truth.
Ah, how quaint. Bene. Ask your questions, Mr. Holmes.
Focus and look. Fresh and fashionable. Wedding ring. A bruised hand. I would say it's methodical. Okay.
You are surprisingly composed for a man accused of murder. Not so easily shaken, I take it.
Life is full of surprises. You'd be astonished how many deals go sour due to a force majeure. One becomes skilled at adapting. I am confident this will all be set straight. Until then, I will endure.
Much how you endure that injured hand. Those bruises look painful, but you seem barely aware of it. Were you attacked?
Ah, no. A minor accident, nothing more. My heady days as a man out to prove his valor are far behind me. I now know that to succeed in life, one must stay calm and plan ahead. The world will turn your way eventually. And if it does not, then one must persuade it so.
Start at the beginning.
Please, tell me how you ended up in this situation.
Well, this morning some clients arrived to finalize their purchase of a Capello modular safe. But when we opened the door, out tumbled a dead man.
And I take it this wasn't normal.
No, I normally keep my corpses in the wardrobe. Please, young man, spare me your wit. The rest of the day was a blur. I recognized the victim, and it seems so did the police. That was enough to make me the main suspect.
Who sent for the authorities?
No one. As it happens, we had a break-in last night. Nothing was stolen, but for insurance purposes, the report had to be made. So, police officers just happened to be on the premises when we discovered the body in the safe.
We're the customers.
You mentioned you were showing your wares to some prospective buyers when the safe was opened. Who were they?
Clerks from the bank. They inspected the safe from top to bottom yesterday. I assumed the sale was just a formality at that point.
And the safe was closed?
It's usually open, but it locks automatically when the door swings closed. That's another marvelous Capello invention.
A coffin that locks itself. Marvelous indeed.
When did you meet the clients?
Help me grasp your movements yesterday. What time did you meet the customers from the bank, and did you have any other appointments?
Yesterday, the bank clerks arrived at 10 a.m. Afterwards, I was alone in the office until my wife Augusta came in at 3 p.m. I left for home at 6:30 p.m.
And what about this morning?
Our meeting for the demonstration was set for 9 a.m. I arrived about half an hour prior in order to prepare.
I have one final inquiry. Do you recall the time at which the safe door was closed?
Young man, I may just as well ask you when you closed your cigar case. I have opened our safes a dozen times a day for a dozen years. I do not recall.
You know the victim.
You say you became the suspect when the police identified the victim. Is there history between you?
Surely you jest. That man and I have never met and never would, unless he became the first deity in history to use our products.
Some sort of family feud? I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
You must be new to Godona. It's an old tale. Back in Italy, generations ago, the deities tried to ruin our family business. They nearly succeeded. The Capellos rightfully struck back, but there has been bad blood ever since.
And does that blood flow in you too?
I told you, sir, it's an old story, or it was. I fear this horrible event portends worse to come. My wife may be in danger as we speak.
Grab the burglary.
I'd like to inquire about the burglary.
I'm not sure I see the connection, but if you wish to know more, talk to Billy Lloyd, the night watchman. He scared off the thief.
Was it also Billy that discovered the burglar?
No, my wife did. She had stayed late yesterday. Poor Augusta. At least she's safer with the police than at home alone.
I have enough to get underway.
Well, Mr. Capello, I think that's all I need from you at present. Where can I find your office?
Here, take my card. Billy should be on site to assist with the investigation. And please, sir, would you check on my wife before you depart?
Thank you. I will endeavor to speak with her before I leave the station.
Please, treat her gently. Women lack our resilience when it comes to ordeals like this. I shall eagerly await your return. After all, there's little else I can do.
Oh, Sherry, disappointing. We were putting on a show and you call it off halfway through.
Alright, so. His wife's in the police station already. Here, I think. No, that's right.
Mrs. Capello, please wait in the office. The inspector will be here soon.
You must be the inspector.
Would you be Augusta Capello?
Must I really repeat myself to every baby-faced man in uniform that strides in?
Oh, I'm not the inspector, but I am investigating your husband's case as an independent observer.
Then why are you here? Get out.
Mrs. Capello, I mean you no harm. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm on your husband's case independently.
Please, Mr. Holmes. I cannot bear to relive it again just for some stranger's pleasure. I wish to be left alone.
Use laudanum recently. Alright. Parting gift from 1875. Alright, wedding ring. Currently working with her husband. She says finishing the wedding ring due to stress. Has recently used laudanum but doesn't seem accustomed to the drug. I'm gonna say emotional.
Whilst I prefer German composers, the harp solo from Lucia di Lammermoor stands out as one of Donizetti's finest contributions to the form. I'm sure Basilio thought the same.
He did. How? Did he tell you how we met?
Oh, there was no need. It is trivial to observe how much you value your memories of playing harp in the orchestra, and even an amateur Italian harpist would be familiar with Donizetti's finest work.
Yes. Music is a balm in these uncertain times. It is nice to meet another who appreciates it.
Much as I appreciate the truth. Please, Mrs. Capello, let me help you and your husband.
I am not unappreciative, sir. But I'm afraid I presently lack the strength.
What about the burglar?
Basilio tells me you were present during the burglary yesterday. What can you tell me about it?
Oh, it gave me such a fright. I fainted, fell to the floor. I wish I could help you, but, I'm just utterly useless. Please, I want to rest before the inspector arrives.
Know the victim?
Were you familiar with the deceased man found in the safe?
No, I did not know him, nor can I conceive of how the poor soul ended up there.
I'll return later.
You've had quite the day, Mrs. Capello. I shall leave you be. If I have further questions, I may visit again later.
Oh, Sherry, disappointing. We were putting on a show and you call it off halfway through.
Okay, so from Adler Street to the east of Clement's Cathedral, east. Adler, so somewhere over here. I have to just run it, I think. Oh, I was in the right spot. Right? Maybe? I don't... Yeah. Okay, so let's mark it. We're around, here. Oh, let's try that again. Around here.
He's even been putting up.
Take a look. Try it on. It'll be a nice purchase.
Fine. So on Adler Street to the east of... Okay, so I'm on Adler Street, right? I am. Alright. Here it is.
Hello there.
Hello. You Billy Lloyd.
Ill-fitting pants, wonky nose, and hair that appears to have been cut by your own hand. You must be Billy Lloyd.
Oh, it's you! I knew you'd come.
You did?
You're Mirko Gallia, the best investigative journalist on Cordona. I'm a fan of your work.
Alas, you're mistaken. The name is Sherlock Holmes, and your employer...
Oh, of course. Discretion. I'm sorry. I doubt the policeman upstairs heard me, though, so your secret is safe with me, Sherlock.
Okay. So the
Mr.
burglar.
Capello told me you were present during the burglary and scared the criminal off the property?
Hey, you should have seen it. As soon as the burglars saw me, they went white as death. Ran out the back door of the office. I heard a thud and cat shrieks, so I think they went over the railing and into the bushes out back. Clearly, my reputation precedes me. Mr. Capello was so proud.
You're a guard, but you didn't give chase.
Well, by the time I made it outside, they were miles away. So I went back to help Mrs. Capello. That kind of gentlemanly courtesy is why I'm so well regarded round these parts.
Can you describe the burglar?
What did the thief look like?
Shorter than me, mid-20s, a huge scar across the right cheek going from the eye. Short hair. She didn't look like a ghost. Too corporeal.
Hold on. She? You didn't think to mention the burglar was a woman?
Why did you assume it was a man? It's the 19th century, sir. Ambitious young women are out there pursuing a career, and I, for one, encourage it.
Yes, spare me the sermon.
When did it happen?
When did the burglary happen?
After 10 in the evening. I was just talking to Mrs. Capello.
Does she normally work this late?
No, it's the first time it happened. Usually I'm alone at night. I was explaining to Mrs. Capello how drinking water every 3 hours can help with digestion, when she excused herself and went back upstairs. Then there was a scream, and I ran up to the office, and...
I know what happened next, thank you. What about last evening? Do you have any more details about the break-in?
Of course. I write down everything that happens during my watch. Take a look.
Fastidious in its mundanity, but I will make of it what I can.
I need to see the office.
I must go and inspect the crime scene. If I have further questions, Mr. Lloyd, I will find you.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be able to keep away.
Right.
Thanks for blinding me.
The bottle is half empty. wine, well enjoyed.
Oh.
Recently used, but why would it be here?
I bet you she's having an affair and he went to hide in there and they couldn't get him out.
Bruises, torn nails, bleeding was severe and continued at length. Bulging veins, cyanosis, bloodshot eyes, odd foaming in the mouth. Clear indications of blunt trauma, possibly inflicted before the victim was in the safe.
Oh, maybe not then.
Blood on the safe door could have been left by the victim.
That's what I've been led by.
Clothes are not fully buttoned. Was the victim dressing or undressing? What a rotten way to die.
Yeah, what a shame.
It would be a rotten way to die.
Do you know anything else about the dead body in the safe?
Well, there is the rule of threes. You can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours in harsh weather, and 3 minutes
Of you talking?
without air. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, very enlightening, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you.
Actually, no. I know of it, but forgot.
Have you noticed anything different about Mrs. Capello recently?
Not really. She talks to me more when I start my shift. Probably because of the 100 Best Curry Recipes book I'm reading. Oh, and we've been running out of paper a lot lately, so she often sends me out to buy more for her. She's very particular about the paper we use. Only one store on the island stocks it, and it's on the other side of the town. But I'm really fast.
Interesting, thank you.
Actually, no. I don't know.
Well,
What can you tell me about Mr. Capello?
He's a good employer, but very focused on work, and very serious about security, of course, since he employed a night watch of my caliber. Not everyone appreciates his strict business approach, though. Store clerks don't seem to last long in the office.
Good to know.
we'll take a look at the back. I think that's about all I have left. Alright. Can we go in the back? Lockpicking tools.
The letter F is inscribed within a 4-leaf clover pattern. Passe-muraille. Walk through walls in French. Our thief seems rather arrogant. A comprehensive set of lockpicks, recently cleaned with no fresh scratches.
I'm going to catch the criminal myself. But later.
Lloyd, the code for all safes in the office is 13. Okay, zeros, 13, 5. Future kindly refrain from locking your trousers in our merchandise. We will have to reconsider your employment. Interesting. So I don't see anything here. Oh, I gotta ask him.
Is this code memo still valid?
Oh, yes. It's the same combination code everywhere. It corresponds to Mrs. Capello's birthday, actually. In fact, during this year's celebration, I was allowed a sip of champagne. That's when I had to dry my trousers, and then I had to...
Okay, thank you, Billy.
Oh, okay. Oh, chemical analysis. Poison him? So he's foaming at the mouth? We need 2. -6. 5. Able to do this. Success! Light intoxication, most likely from wine. That's the only thing we got left to go on.
I'm going to catch the criminal myself. But later.
Maybe police station this sucker? Maybe. Didn't bother looking in this room. Augusta, we do not have time today to chat because my important client meeting, but I'm concerned about your desire to work such late hours. You seem happy about it, which is why I did not bring it up previously, but perhaps it is best that we have a conversation. Sure, we can bring different arrangements.